It's a new week. It's a new Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. We have a new guest, co-offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, Willy Korn.
He was great.
Absolutely hilarious. Wait until you hear. There's some
Yeah.
beef on the basketball court with the Flames coaching staff.
Tell you what,
It got heated.
Yeah.
it did. You could see that struck a nerve.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yeah.
However, we're going to talk
Cody
first.
Ledecky was a hack. He's a total hack.
Stop.
Yeah.
We're going to talk first about the Liberty men's basketball program and two guys returning. This made my weekend.
It
Kyle
did.
Rode, Shiloh Robinson coming back.
Coming back.
We're going back. We're going to get to
Yeah,
Cali
yeah,
Dome news later. But it's going to be a fun podcast. What does this mean for Flames basketball, though, with Kyle Rode, one of the best and biggest leaders on this roster, and Shiloh Robinson
both
really
those guys.
just growing?
We've talked about it. If you lost all three, like we talked about Blake Preston, Kyle Rode, Shiloh, if all three had left, think about all the experience in this system, and Darius, obviously, that was gone. And you feel like, man, almost not completely starting from scratch, but this roster would look so different and be so young, potentially. Getting those guys back as kind of that bridge, they kind of bridge that gap, right? Your first year in Conference USA, you let Colin Porter, Zach Cleveland get another year of experience with those guys still in leadership roles.
Are good.
They are. And so then you feel like, okay, then after another year when they leave, those young guys are upperclassmen and ready to assume a lot of that leadership kind of role, right? So, yeah, that's huge. Obviously, we saw how well Kyle Rode played down the stretch of this season.
Like clutch moments.
Yeah.
He just really grew in those clutch moments that Liberty is going to need moving forward with Darius McGee, out of eligibility.
Shiloh, great
that's
defender, can do so much on the court. It's been in the system again for a long time. So, just keeping those guys and keeping some size. Because think about that, too. If they had gone, you are just completely depleted, really, in terms of size outside of Cleveland.
Because if you didn't hear, Blake Preston is moving on. He's entering the transfer portal, or has entered the transfer portal. So it'll be interesting to see where the Flames go, if they are going in the transfer portal, or how this roster is going to shake out.
Based off what we hear, and we can't really speak to it, but they're very active right now. Looking.
Hearsay.
Yes. The hubbub.
Here's the
hubbub.
The scuttlebutt.
Yes. They're very active. So we shall see what that looks like in the next couple of weeks or however long it takes. But I think exciting times ahead. And that was great news.
The big part of Kyle Rode coming back, and I think more than anything, because you heard Richie talk about this, is that leadership part.
Yeah.
He's like the father.
Right.
Like the father figure on the team, and how great of a leader he is. And just like you said, when you lose a Darius McGee, that's such a big gap to fill, that to be able to have Kyle back from that leadership, I think he's going to be the glue that holds it together.
Think about the standard that they've set, right? And it's one thing to try to establish that once or with a class, but to keep the standard and the culture at that level, it's hard. Yeah. And to lose so many key pieces that were a part of that all at once, that would have been difficult. You feel like, okay, you've got those guys that can maintain that and really instill that in the young guys on this roster and also this class coming in.
Right.
And kind of okay, now you see what this Liberty culture, what this standard is, and now after another year with them, they're ready to kind of take on that mantle. This will be their fifth year. Both of them.
Yeah. I remember Coach McKay saying before that Kyle Rode can run practice, and the intensity, the energy, everything is the exact same as if none of the coaches were there. But I don't want to put a shadow on Shiloh, because
don't shadow Shiloh.
Don't shadow Shiloh.
Surely don't shadow Shiloh.
Don't do it, because he does. Coach McKay says time and time again, he does the little things that might.
You're coming up with something.
Shiloh sold seashells by the seashore.
Oh my gosh.
Say it 5 times. Yeah. Say it 5 times.
Shiloh sold seashells down by the seashore. Shiloh sold seashells. Here's the thing. I'm trying to make a point here. Shiloh does the little things off the court, and what we've seen Shiloh grow in is he used to make a mistake, and you could see it drag on a couple more possessions later. He's grown so much on, I'm going to make the mistake, but I'm not perfect, and I'm going to go back and get a stop on the other end. So I think that just, again, that experience between the two of them, don't shout shadow on Shiloh. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to.
You shouldn't have done.
Too many S's, but something that's way better than what I just tried to say is this interview with co-offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Willy Korn. So let's get to that while I can regroup here for a second. Okay, I have a feeling this conversation is about to be really, really fun. It's co-offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach Willy Korn on the show. You were our Coach Chadwell. We can't say number one,
He's number 2 draft choice.
Number 2?
Number 2. You know, Joe has been talking you up.
I've been pumping your tires, buddy.
Nothing wrong with Silver.
I've been pumping your tires.
Yeah, so thanks so much for coming on the show. Spring ball underway. This is like week 2, kind of 3. You guys had a couple.
Yeah, 6 practices in. We got 9 more to go.
Right. So talk about this transition for you. Are you finally settled? And welcome to the mountain again.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we're settled in. My wife and my 2 kids, we got moved in about a month ago. I've got young children, so I didn't have to wait until the spring semester for them to finish school and then move up here. So super thankful for that. Some of the other coaches are waiting to get their families up here, but everything's been going great. I mean, this place is unbelievable. The people are unbelievable. We got a lot of work to do, but it's been a great start so far.
Yeah, you talk about the work. What are kind of the all right, we've got to accomplish this, and this. For you personally and the guys you're working with, what are the things that you're focused on most here in spring ball as you're transitioning to an offense that they have never played in likely before?
Yeah, I think the 2 biggest things we're trying to accomplish with spring is we're trying to identify our personnel. Yeah. Who can do what, who can execute this. I mean, we are installing a new offense, a new system, but we're going to look like blockheads if we're asking people to do things that they can't actually perform or execute. So we have to figure out who can play and what can they do and what are they great at. And then I think the most important thing from spring practice is, yes, you're installing, you're hoping that they're picking up and learning your offense, but you're just trying to create an identity on that side of the ball. And we want to, when people watch us play, we want people to say, oh my God, nobody plays harder than Liberty University. Those guys on offense, they are flying around. And it's not because we're pounding the table telling them to do, it's because they love each other and they play hard for each other. So those are the things you're trying to identify during the spring.
What grade would you give these guys on the offensive side of the ball of how they've responded to this new system?
Oh man, I think that I've been really, really pleased with it because there's a lot of nuances and there's a lot of new things that we're asking these guys to do. Some of the things are carryover. We just call it blue and they called it red previously, so you're just learning new terminology. But there's a lot of new skills that we're asking these guys to learn. But we've been really pleased with them. They just for example, Friday was a heavy situational day for practice. We had 3rd and short, we had 3rd and medium. I think we did some red zone. So for every situation, you're installing a couple new wrinkles, a couple new concepts. And we had minimal missed assignments while we were out there. So you can't just come in the day of practice and rely on that position meeting. We get about 30 minutes with them before practice, and then we go out there and execute it. You can't rely on the 30 minutes of me talking to them about it and then go out and execute it. That tells me that they're in their playbook the night before, they're going through the script, and then they're showing up and able to execute. Still got a lot of work to do, but they're putting the time in.
So for the fans that are listening, the fans that are going to show up on Saturdays, what should they expect from a Liberty offense? What kind of style are you going to have? What are you going to do? Where's the focus going to be? What's the offense going to look like from a fan's perspective?
Yeah, so I would describe us as a spread option offense. So we're going to change up our personnel groupings. I would say we would base out of a 2 running back set, so either 20 or 21 personnel, 2 running backs on the field, a tight end, and either 2 or 3 receivers. But we're very multiple. We'll change often. At the end of the day, it's who are our best 11 guys and make sure we get them on the field. So if we're at our best when 11 personnel is on the field, that's what we'll do. But we always try to make sure that we're putting in specific packages for specific talent. So we'll rotate personnel often. The option piece of our offense is kind of twofold. I'd say there's going to be some plays where it's just, hey, mano a mano, we're handing the football, but a lot of our run game is we're trying to read people, So it's either a handoff or a pull off of a certain defender, a handoff or a pull, and then a pitch. So there's triple option offense or elements within our offense. And then a big piece of it is our RPO option, a run pass option where it's either a handoff or the quarterback's throwing off of a defender. So I think that's what you major in. But what are we are trying to run the football. We're going to run the football. And what do you have to do if you're going to get extra hats in the box? Now we're going to RPO you and throw you and take easy throws. And then once you start squatting on that, then the play actions and shots become a part of it. But long way to go, but I'd say that in a nutshell, that's kind of who we are and what we want to major in. But the biggest thing is the effort being unquestioned and unmatched when they turn on the tape and watch us play.
Matt, before you get to your next question, Coach Korn's going to name the starting quarterback for the Flames here in just a minute. No, I'm kidding. But he's also going to show us a really funny photo of Coach Chadwell. But Matt, go ahead. I just got to tease these great.
You played for Coach Chadwell at North Greenville, right?
North Greenville University.
Yes.
Was it the same offense that he ran at that point that you had to learn as a quarterback when you played for him?
It is. That was going on however many years ago, 12 years ago. Football's changed so much, especially at the collegiate level since then. So as football's changed, the offense has grown and there's been layers added at every stop that we've gone. But the core of the offense is what we ran when I was at North Greenville. So this is all, when I first got to North Greenville, I had never run any type of really option scheme at all. And so I transferred to North Greenville basically 2 weeks before our first game. And so the second game of the year, I was in, and we ran a midline option play, meaning you're supposed to read the defensive tackle and pitch off the defensive end. He had never installed this play with me. He'll tell you that I'm lying and that he taught it. He just called it on game day. So I was reading the 3 technique. I was thinking, okay, that's my read. And I pulled it, and I got tackled. I got hit. And then, the next play, I pulled it, and then I got tackled again. And I'm looking at my offensive line like, block somebody. What are we doing, guys? And the O-line is like, tell me, no, you're reading. I said it wrong. I was reading the defensive end. I was supposed to be reading the three technique, but it kept getting tackled. And I was like, what's going on, guys? And they're like, you're supposed to read that guy. You're wrong. So I had offensive line teaching me the plays and everything. So,
mid-game.
Mid-game adjustment. So good job, me. But it's changed at every stop. When we went to Charleston Southern, it was basically still the same offense. When we got to Coastal, then we really started to add in the RPO element, and it's there's wrinkles put onto it every year, but the core of it is what we ran. And the reason that he ran that is because his first year as a head coach was in 2009. He came to North Greenville, and he knew he needed to run something different offensively from a schematic standpoint. He couldn't just copy paste what everybody else does and be successful because. If there's a talent, a disadvantage, that gave us an opportunity. But he knew he didn't want to go under center and be a service academy team where he's not going to be able to recruit a quarterback and be in a system where the quarterback can throw the football. And so he kind of blended, spread offense with some of the gun option stuff that he learned from other schools and really kind of made it its own unique style of offense. And so,
Well, I asked that because you've been in these guys' shoes, right? You haven't just, I've just always kind of helped coach this offense. You've gone from one system, middle of your college career, to like having to learn this in some cases in the game. You hope that's not the case for these guys, right?
Not.
But like,
bad job by me. If
does that help you feel like you understand? Like, okay, I know where you're coming from because I literally had to do the same thing that you guys are doing.
Yeah, I do. I think I do have credibility within that standpoint of coming into a new offense and not understanding, having to learn it. It is very different from maybe what these guys ran in high school and different from what they did in previous years. But now it's at the point where there's so much carryover from what our current quarterbacks did previously offensively. There's going to be some carryover, so it's not all just completely brand new. It's still football. Just some of the things we ask, some of the nuances we do from a footwork standpoint might be a little bit different. And and the other thing is, I feel like I'm able to relate these guys because I didn't have just a show up and day one starter, unbelievable college career. I had injuries. I lost starting quarterback jobs. I was, backup and disappointments, all that stuff. So I feel like, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to coach. I went to North Greenville and had the opportunity to be around Coach Isaac, Coach Chadwell, Coach McGee, and rediscovered my joy for the game. But when I was going through some of those valleys, my coaches and the influence they had on me helped me get into coaching. I wouldn't have gone into coaching if it weren't for those relationships. So I think from that standpoint too, not just installing the playbook, but helping them through some of those struggles. Hey, I'm not playing as well as I should be, or hey, I'm banged up. I feel like I'm in this position for much bigger purposes than just teaching them how to read a play, or complete a pass. But I better be able to do that, but I won't be here very long.
That's a big deal too,
What have you seen from the guys so far, like from a personnel standpoint? Who do you like? Like, is there any specific names that have really caught on quickly, and are doing a great job, and what are your potential? Obviously, you're always recruiting and out trying to get more players, better players. But in this offense, what are the areas of need? So who sort of stands out, and what are your areas of need?
I don't know if I probably wouldn't single one guy out at this point. I've been really pleased with just with them in the room. I think coming into it, they've had a pretty tight bond within the group, even though multiple guys kind of played last year.
Yeah, 4 games.
Yeah.
and that's tough as a player, And but you walk into the position meeting room, and it's not like you could tell there's like genuine friendships within the room. Yes, they're competing for the job, but what I get fired up about is if Caden's in there and leads us on a touchdown drive, Jonathan Bennett sprinting down there to celebrate with him. If Trey Lowe just got here in January from Southern Miss, when he does something great, Nate Hampton goes to celebrate with him. I think they have that naturally, and I think that's important because I think their teammates see that, and that says to the entire program that, yeah, we're competing. We all want this job. We all want this opportunity, but at the end of the day, it's about Liberty University and winning football games and putting our program in a great position. So I've been pleased with how quickly they picked it up. There's a long way to go, obviously, and we still got 9 more practices to do it. I don't think it's probably not realistic that we'll name a starter at the end of spring, but I do think, once we get to that point during fall camp, we know who the guy is. We have to do everything within our ability to say, hey, this is the guy. We've got to, we're going to put him through the ring to figure out who that guy is, but you're the guy, run the show, and it can't be, you never want to create a mentality in a quarterback that I'm about to take the snap and I'm afraid to make a mistake. I'm looking over my shoulder. Okay, if I screw something up, somebody else is going to come and replace me. Because I've been in those shoes as a player, and it's not fun. You can't play at your best. Or you might be the opposite. You might be pressing, trying to do so much to impress everybody. So they've responded well. They're putting the time in. But love the attitudes, love the personalities. But I wouldn't single one guy out at this point.
Is within this offense from the quarterback position, is it have the flexibility where if one guy's like, hey, we have to have a really athletic guy who can run and throw the ball also, but that guy may be not good enough yet, or there's another guy who's maybe not as athletic running the football, but is more of a passer. Mm-hmm. Can the offense adjust to that personnel, or is it specific where this is the exact kind of quarterback we're looking for, this is how our offense is set up, and we're gonna try to find that guy? How does that side of thing work from a schematic standpoint?
Well, I think we're at our best when you have that guy you would describe as a guy that can do both, that can make the plays with his feet, can run the football, and can make the throws. But are you always going to have that within your room? Maybe not. Maybe the guy that wins the job doesn't have as good a feet or doesn't run as well as this guy, but can make all the throws, make all the checks, and has enough to be able to fit you from a run game standpoint. It's our job to tailor the offense to the personnel that we have. If you go into it and just say, well, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it, if you don't have guys that fit it, then that's great, but you're not going to probably get the results you want on Saturdays or Tuesdays or Thursdays or whenever they spot the ball up here on the mountain, But there's been, over the course of the last 11 years, there's been times we've got a starting quarterback that is just dangerous in the run game and maybe limited in the pass game, and you have to tailor it to him. We've had guys that could make every throw and maybe limited in the run game, and you had to tailor it to him. So whoever wins the job, you've got to build it around his strengths, but it won't be a situation where, okay, we just completely disbanded who we are as an offense. You just try to tailor it more to what
made Grayson McCall so good?
I think what made Grayson so good was, I think first and foremost, is his pocket awareness, his presence within the pocket. You couldn't get a sack on him, and it wasn't, we had our O-line coach, Bill Durkin, does an unbelievable job of developing talent within that room, but even just subtle things, someone's getting pushed into his lap, just a quick, subtle little reset and then get to the third read. His pocket awareness was amazing. He's very, very accurate. I mean, rarely did he ever throw a non-catchable ball. And one of the greatest strengths I think Grayson has, and he had 8 interceptions in 3 years.
Wow.
Great decision maker, but anytime there was that mistake, I know for sure, and I don't know about 21 and 22, but the 2020 season, he had 3 picks. After all those picks, the very next drive was a scoring drive. Wow. So makes a mistake, flushes it out, keeps striking, and keeps battling and competing. So I think when you have that's when you can really, you're unaffected by some of the missed throws or misreads or something like that.
So the Flames won the Cure Bowl and ruined
what a
perfect
shame.
season. So when Coach Chadwell was like, "Hey, listen, we're going to Liberty," were you like, "Dude, are you serious?" Or obviously that was a few years. But what was like your initial reaction to like, "Oh man, they ruined our perfect season. We can't go to the mountain."
Well, it goes even further than that, actually. You know, we were at Charleston Southern
Oh,
for
that's
4
right.
years, so we came up here and played at Charleston Southern.
Yeah.
14, 16. We gave some out, but
did you get some wins in there? Yeah, you did.
16 we did. 14, whatever. No one cares.
But it feels
Who cares? So it's like, no one cares.
No, I'm messing around. But once you got to the mountain, what was your first reaction? What was your, because it's been a lot. It's a lot different than when you were here with Charleston.
It is. Sure. It's. I mean, obviously you're blown away when you step foot on campus. Just the facilities are just. I mean, unbelievable. It's unlike anything we've ever experienced. And that's not what predicates success. That's not what predicates wins. But it makes it a little bit, nicer,
a little bit more fun.
But no, we were. My wife and I came up in December and got to drive around and see everything, and so we were just blown away by the area. It's beautiful. We're both from the upstate of South Carolina, which is kind of near the mountains, so it's kind of similar to kind of a home field to us being up here. So, but I've only worked for one head coach. I've worked for Coach. I worked for Coach Joe Moga was our head coach at Coastal for 1 year. But other than that, I've worked for Coach Chadwell all 10 of my coaching careers or years of my career as a coach. And so I think probably if he said, "Hey, I'm getting out and I'm going to run a Chick-fil-A and be a manager," I'd probably follow him there too. My pleasure. Sounds good.
My pleasure. How has your relationship with Coach Chadwell? Playing for him and now coaching with him for so long. What is your relationship like? And Newland Isaac too.
Yeah, so, I played, Newland was a position coach. He's the coach of the running backs when I was at North Greenville. And then when we started working together in 2013, it was more of like, we became buddies very quickly, just because he's a position coach. We're working together. When you work for your head coach as a player, he'll always be, I address Coach Isaac as Coach Isaac but now when we became position coaches together, he's Newland or any of the other nicknames. I'll keep my nicknames to myself.
You'll say those in the locker room, right?
But Coach Chadwell, when you play for your head coach will always be Coach Chadwell.
Right.
Like he's still Coach. I just still address him as Coach Chadwell. Like one time, this is like my second year coaching. We were about to do a game planning meeting. I was sitting next to Newland. And Newland's like, "I bet you won't call him Jamey. Just do it. Just do it one time. You work for him. Just see how it happens." Yeah. And I was like, "All right, whatever." I did it. And so, totally forced. But he was like drawing stuff on the board. And I was like, "So Jamey, if we get cover 3 right here, you want the quarterback?" And he just stopped. And he just looked at me. Yeah. And that was it from that point on. But no, we've we've worked. The 1 year that was cool though was. 17 at Coastal, he had to be the interim head coach. Coach Moga was battling some health issues. The next year, 2018, Coach Moga was the head coach, and then Coach Chadwell became the offense coordinator again. And it was kind of cool. It's kind of like our relationship became not peers by any means, but we became almost because we were kind of going through some things together. It became like we've always been really tight, really close, but became I don't know if I can say friends. I guess it was more of a friendship more than I worked for him or played for him, but. I mean, there's a reason that I've worked for him for so long. Obviously, I'm thankful that he's given me opportunities, but I believe in him. He always treats his players and his coaches as good as anybody does in the country. He respects our opportunity and what we're supposed to do as husbands and fathers. I mean, this job requires a lot. This job requires a lot of hours away from your family, but as best as he can, he always puts a schedule together and tries to take care of us from a family standpoint where we're not in the office till 3 o'clock in the morning just to say we're in the office till 3 o'clock in the morning. When we can get away, he gets us away. And so, from my perspective now as a father, and my wife certainly appreciates us too. That's why we've had opportunities maybe to go to other places, but we just believe in him, and that's why we work for him. And we're thankful he keeps letting me tag along every stop along the way.
It must be so nice to work for somebody so understanding and
deal with it.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Emily also.
He makes me call him Matt Warner. I'm like, why do I have to say?
Well, sir, mostly sir. Yeah, mostly sir.
Matt Warner.
Matt Warner.
Yeah.
Listen, there's nobody who gets more vacation time than you, though.
No, I don't work Fridays
Television's Matt Warner is what I prefer. Yeah.
Can we see the picture of Coach Chadwell and the what is it, the puka beads or?
It was like it's puka shell-ish.
Puka shells.
Here,
So this is. Look at Brad Queen over there. He's like, when is this interview going to be over? We're almost done. Look at this. The flow.
We're not focusing on the flow here.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
We're focusing on the young Jamey
Is-
Chadwell.
Oh, look at that.
Look at young Coach.
He's got a little gangster lean to him.
Yeah,
Right
It is
there.
a gangster lean.
That is a little
Yeah.
gangster.
I can see that on the recruiting trail
That
translated
is the
well.
front
Can you
of
believe
his
that? Yeah.
rap
Can you believe that?
album.
Yeah.
He was rocking it. So that was 2010.
Yeah.
So
Well, listen,
I love
you guys.
it.
Last thing for me, you guys came in and we heard, Coach Chadwell talk about how much fun you guys have, right? You hear the post-game celebrations and stuff you do in the locker room, all that stuff. Like now, I feel like we're seeing it,
Right.
like what the strength staff was
The
doing,
energy.
what you guys do, and talking to current players, it's like, man, we are having an absolute blast. Like the energy that you guys bring. I guess how rewarding is that for you to feel like already, all right, these guys are having as much fun playing this game as we want them to have. We want this to be a fun experience for them. Obviously, you're working hard, you're doing all that, but you guys are enjoying this. And I know you're going into a new situation. There's always that, man, what's the buy-in going to be like? How are people going to respond? It seems like everybody is just completely jumped on board.
It certainly feels that way. I'm sure anytime you start with a new team, there's always probably going to be a small percentage that are just kind of feeling you out and tiptoeing into it, which is, it happens. It's kind of human nature. But I think the fun that we have and the environment that Coach Chadwell creates within his staff within this program, it gets, at least the last few years at Coastal, got publicized and got a lot of attention of the locker room celebration, how much players enjoyed and have fun, and that gets a lot of attention. I think. To the outside perspective, you would just think, okay, well, it's just spring break every day up there for those guys, which is not the case. It's not the truth. I think if you ask the players, they'll tell you that there's a tremendous amount of accountability. There's a tremendous amount of discipline within the program. But what Coach Chadwell has always done a great job, and what I've always admired about him as a head coach, is he's always had just kind of a pulse on the team of when he needs to push and when he needs to pull back a little bit. And he's always created an environment with every place that we've been that there is that. Players enjoy coming into the weight room. Players enjoy going to meetings. And it's easy to enjoy it when you're having success and winning. Sometimes when it's not going that way, maybe there's not as much fun, right? But it is not just, hey, everybody, sipping lemonade, hanging out, just chilling. There's a high level of standard that we're holding our players to. But I think when you build the type of relationships that we're trying to build, and we're playing catch up, we're trying to earn these players' hearts, earn their trust. But when they know that you're building a relationship with them and that it's not just transactional. Hey, if JB makes this throw, now we're tight, we're good. If he doesn't, then we're not. If there's a real relationship that is transformational rather than transactional, then you can have fun, but you can also hold them to that high standard that we're trying to achieve.
That's awesome.
Was it Coach Korn that you're saying is an avid golfer off the field?
I don't know.
I love to play.
With
I
the
love to
lost
play.
clubs or the broken club?
Not me.
That was Kyle Krantz.
Oh, okay.
Not me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were.
Take that out. Avid golfer.
Yeah.
I don't want my wife to hear
No.
that. You said you were.
Yeah.
You said you guys had meetings.
Yeah, right.
Check your
Right.
location.
No,
hey,
sorry.
we've experienced that
Charlotte,
before.
right?
No, are you part of the basketball crew? I hear the coaching staff.
Oh,
there's
yeah, the lunch
some
people.
ballers. Are you one of those guys?
I heard he's good.
Where would you go if there was a draft? If there was a draft,
Sore subject right now. I've been
you on the IR?
I'm on the IR. Yeah, finally. I guess. Well.
Wait, are you the rebounder or are you the actual player?
I do everything. I do everything.
I've heard young Luka.
I'm a talented.
Luka Doncic.
It's
kind
tough
of
getting
That's what
old.
Summer's saying. That's what Summer's saying.
It's tough getting old,
What
you know?
happened?
You
What
got
happened?
little aches and pains.
Cody Leducco, our tight end coach,
I've heard he's a little.
pulls
He's
the most
the-
bush league
I hear he's a
move
little
of
dirty.
all time
Yeah.
in pickup basketball.
Yeah.
So I go up.
Describe the moment. What's
Yeah,
going
I'll
on?
describe the moment.
Describe the moment.
So he's under the basket,
Yeah.
and he's got kind of an open shot. He gets the rebound. I see an opportunity
Yeah.
to
You're gonna-
swat it off, just send
You're
it into
going
the
above the
rafters.
rim.
Yeah.
You're going
You
above
play
the
above
rim.
the rim.
When an opportunity presents itself.
Well, there's two people that I would go for this block on.
Yeah,
Him
Cody.
or my brother Colton. Like one of them.
Right.
Those two are going for it. I'm
Right.
going all out.
Yeah. You know why?
This is what this guy does.
Goons.
They're goons. They're goons. This is what this guy does.
They're goons. I knew it.
Here's the basket's right here.
Yeah.
He feels me coming out his
You're
wrist
coming
probably.
from that side.
Right here.
You-
The
He
wedge.
goes for the pump, which I'm fine with the pump.
Right.
That's fine.
Pump fakes
But
are
after the
legit.
pump,
Yeah.
he goes to this.
Oh, you just flipped over the top.
And so I hit the top of his back, and the first thing that caught myself was my hands. And I literally could start doing push-up. This happened like in 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. I
Wrist
could start.
injury?
They're saying that. I mean, I don't want to get into the
there's all those little
jargon.
muscles and bones in there.
But it got to the point where picking up my 9-month-old kid, like it hurt, and so every time I picked up my son Luke, and that's what I said. I said, Ladutko, next season,
that's right.
I'm coming for him next year.
The pump fake. Total bend at the waist is a classic hacker's move.
Hacker's move. Hacker's move.
It's a classic hacker's move.
You do that at the rec, you do it at the Y, someone's going to fight you. I would have fought him too if I wasn't just.
Take away his athlete.
Coach Chadwell, that mean mug's going to come in.
Yeah, 100%.
Joe, you got anything else? We got to let him go.
No, I'm just excited to watch the offense next year.
Do you tell people that you have a nickname for, speaking of nicknames, you came up with a nickname for him right off the bat?
I mean, I've been working on a few of them.
You've added some more?
We're working on a few of them, right? Because the last name Korn it's too easy to go the easy route.
Right.
Yeah, see, there you go. Oh, that's great. Typical. No.
Got all that growing up.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm just hungry.
You went Willy Deep Ball Korn.
Willy Deep Ball Korn.
Yeah.
You
like that name.
I think it depends on how the drive's going, If you tell me that and we're just like 3 yards in a cloud of dust, we'll see.
At appropriate time.
Yeah.
At appropriate time.
Willy conservative out route Korn. That just doesn't flow though. That just doesn't flow.
Willy 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Right.
Hopefully they're not saying that
it doesn't matter.
on the broadcast.
I do have a good one.
Oh yeah.
I got one I'm saving for the booth.
Okay.
Oh boy. Well, hopefully we get on some of those midweek games. We'll see. Coach Korn, thanks so much for your time. Excited to have you on staff. We'll definitely keep in touch with you about who's going to be the starting quarterback and more.
To be continued.
Some serious hoopers on this Liberty football coaching staff, or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
I mean,
listen,
the Student Health Center, that's where Joe Young is going to end up training for the mile.
Yeah. Joe, though, being a football guy, there are football players that are basketball players that can play, and then there are just football players that are athletic, that have a different style when they get on the basketball court that isn't really, it's not really basketball.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. I like there's guys that are fluid athletes, usually your receivers, your DBs, your skill. But when you start getting into the running backs, the tight ends, the linebackers, I mean, these guys are hacks.
Oh my
and they're going to hurt
these
somebody.
Are words.
And they did hurt somebody. Guess what position? Guess what position Cody coaches? Take a wild guess.
Tight ends.
Big, goony hacks.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joe, how is your training going for the...
It's not great.
Not great?
Have you not been training?
Well, just don't worry about it.
Well, Callie Doan, I just want to give a shout out to her.
It would help if Callie would respond.
Well, you scared her. She will not answer any of my texts, any of my calls.
I am gentle.
She's trying to. I think she's so focused on her career right now.
I know. She
needs to get refocused.
Enough time to invest in you.
She needs to get refocused.
She just ran a personal best, 4 minutes and 17 seconds in the 1,500 meters. Yeah. That's 100 less than a mile.
Now don't
so
make it
so
any
you
wild
really
claims.
you really add
the one in
you
Boston.
really
Well,
add.
how far was the one in Boston? Was that 1600?
That was a 15.
Wait, she went 4:30. No, that can't be right.
4:20.
This is a lot of math.
Yeah,
no, that was a mile.
It was 1600.
That was a 1600 in
she
indoor.
Ran a 1500.
The 1500s in
So that's
outdoor.
100
so 100 meters less. So you're saying like a difference of like 17, 18 seconds probably if you added 434. So that probably, I don't remember what her PR, I think it was 436.
436.
But that's incredible. So congrats to Callie Doan.
PR she's getting.
I won't make you come on the podcast ever again, but congrats. Just want to give you a shout out. One more comment about Liberty basketball before he hit the diamond.
Darius McGee. He's not done yet. No. Well, he's going to the Final Four to be part of the three-point competition and the skills challenge. It looks like the three-point competition will be on ESPN2, 7:30 on, I believe it's Saturday night. And then on Wednesday at 7:30, he's in the skills competition.
That'll be fun to watch.
And he's also doing the 3-on-3. You remember, have you seen the 3-on-3 thing they do? A lot of times they take from conferences. So it'll be like McGee with two other guys from the A-Sun. And it's just half-court 3-on-3.
Oh, really?
And then they win actual cash. So it's all guys that are like done with eligibility.
So they win. Are playing hard then.
Yeah.
They hand them, here's $1,000 to you won this round, on to the next game. It's kind of fun to watch. And Darius McGee's probably going to be fit really well to that style of play. He's going to be tough to handle.
Oh, that's right up his alley.
So that'll be fun to check in on as well. So, yeah, a lot of Darius McGee coming at you this next week.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Nice. That should be exciting. How's y'all's brackets going? Good?
Ooh, boy. Oh.
Can I just...
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
What did I tell you? We already texted about
this. Yeah, we texted
I
about
bet
this.
Emily's going to say something about
I said in like 4 years, we have never heard Emily say one thing about FAU, and then they make the Final Four, and she's going to be coming in here like, yeah, my team, look at my guys. It's like, did you have them even make, how far do you have them going in your bracket?
They're my winner.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay.
I can double check.
One more shout out before we hit the diamond. Reagan Underwood.
Yeah.
She's gonna be on the Team USA for field hockey in Barbados. So
get out of here.
What up, Rihanna? But
is that where she's from?
Yeah.
Barbados.
Rihanna the singer?
Yeah.
I met her one time.
Okay, I knew it.
No,
I knew.
Swear it.
Did you really?
Guess where?
Did you do her home loan?
No, I didn't do her home loan. Yeah. She was dating. Listen, it's a true story. She was dating Chris Brown, the singer.
Yeah.
Is he a singer?
Oh, yeah,
Chris
Well,
Brown?
yeah, we don't need any of that.
No. But listen, she was dating the Chris Brown dude.
It was not good.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. I have no idea.
Didn't end well. Do one quick search.
Okay, just listen.
It did not end well.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't end well. Okay,
not
whatever.
at all.
All right, whatever. So I showed up to watch Gretna High School just down the road here.
As you would, yeah.
Right? To play in the state championship. Because I was, as long as, don't worry about that.
Okay.
So I was watching, Gretna was playing a school from like Virginia Beach maybe. And Chris Brown, that's where he had a cousin or somebody that played on that team.
Sister's mom's grandma.
Yeah, so he had a cousin. No, it's like one of his relatives close to her, like he was his nephew, somebody like whoever it was, right? Played on that team. And so he was dating Rihanna at the time. I didn't even know who the two were.
Yeah.
This was years ago before they were super popular. And so they were at the game.
Wow.
So what does Joey Hawk do? Of course, Joey Hawk. That's right.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
he's like, I don't know who you are.
You guys want to grab lunch after,
after
this is over?
Yeah. What's your credit score?
What's your credit score at? I'm here to help you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, if you are looking to
we
buy
can put you in credit repair if we need to.
Right.
This is the Flame Central podcast, and it's powered by
Alcova Mortgage. So if you need a home loan,
right.
I'll tell you what, the Flame Central podcast, Google me up, and off we go. We'll get you all squared away.
Jauch. Do we have any mailbag questions?
We do have one mailbag question.
Okay, we'll get to that in just...
I make is mailbag.
Do we want to just get to it now?
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay, we're doing mailbag because I don't want Joe to have to do that again.
All right, we got one question. This actually was kind of a verbal. It wasn't, we had someone here in the office that asked it. We need more questions.
Flames Central at Liberty.edu.
We got to start putting out the bat signal. We need more questions.
And now that we have spring ball and we're getting into the heat of that, we don't know who the quarterback is. Do you want to know? Like we can debate that.
Guess who's got inside scoops?
Right.
Guess who's got inside scoops?
Flames Central at Liberty.edu. Send in your questions, critique, criticism.
Yeah, I'll forward those on to Em. The question was, if you could take any Liberty coach and have them coach a different sport here at Liberty's campus, who would be the most successful and in what other sport? Who comes to mind? Is there anybody that comes to mind? I can give you mine real fast.
Okay.
For me, because I don't know everybody's skill set, I don't know if we have a club sport fishing team, because obviously Kerry Green.
They do.
Oh,
do they? Then
Kerry Green.
Then that makes total sense.
Kerry Green, yeah. They do.
But I can tell you, I had asked years ago, Richie McKay, like, what would you do if you weren't a basketball coach? And he said he would coach tennis.
Tennis, yeah.
He loves tennis. So like you could see that.
We've tried to do an out of the office with
I'm going to step way out of the box in this one.
Okay.
Go, you go next.
No, I'm still thinking.
You're thinking? Okay, you ready for this one? Yeah. I'm stepping way out of the box on this one.
So
but you're going to appreciate it when you think about it.
Okay.
When you mull it over. When you mull everything about it. I'm going to say, if Jamey Chadwell wasn't coaching the football team, I'm bringing in Dot Richardson.
Dot. She'd get him fired up.
Dot Richardson will get him fired up. She'll lead them. She'll organize them. She's not going to XO anybody. Right. She's not going to XO, but she's going to put all the pieces of the puzzle in place. And Dot's going to get a Dot. Yeah. Dot's pregame speeches in the football locker room would be unbelievable.
I know. I would go out there.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's outside the box.
I'm really bad at these. I need more notice.
You need more time to think.
No, you don't. Just come up with somebody, Emily. I was going to say Scott Jackson for football.
I think he'd do a good job. He'd do a good job.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, you're out.
I was thinking
that's great content.
Like Parsley Blocker maybe would be good at, I don't know. I don't really know much about lacrosse. I need to get a little X's and O's on lacrosse, but maybe she can just move over. I don't know. Yeah. That's probably a terrible. I
probably just insulted the.
Yeah, I probably really did.
People.
Jamey Chadwell could coach the hockey team.
Yeah,
That's true.
He looks good. That jersey,
Yeah.
I want one of those for my birthday.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit
Put
the
that
diamond.
on the-
March 4th. Yeah.
Is it March 4th?
I hate them.
Was your birthday March 4th?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball
Happy birthday.
won the series against Austin P.
Yeah.
What a
playing
roller
better, right?
coaster.
Did you hear what happened in
a
this
roller
game?
coaster.
Let me give you just a
Oh, I
brief
saw that when it's
synopsis.
like, was it
Spark note.
15-15, right?
18-15.
Gosh.
We
Grand
lost
slam.
that game.
Pitcher,
But
catcher,
Austin
coach
P had 4
gone.
people tossed.
Shut up.
Oh.
Pitcher,
yeah.
catcher, couple of coaches. There's this.
Tossed.
Then the coach.
Gone.
I need to figure this out. The coach who got tossed then was out on the field talking to the umpire. Did you see this? Holding a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, taking swigs of.
true.
It is. I'll send you a link. It got national attention.
true.
It got national attention. I saw it put out, like national sports sites.
This
It
world
was
is going
bizarre.
crazy.
Bizarre.
This world's going
But
crazy.
then we get
2 liter of
a Mountain Dew holding it, a 2-liter.
Just and then talking to the ump.
Yeah.
Was this after he got tossed or before?
I think it was right
During.
after, or
I think
during,
it
or
was
right
during.
after. I don't know, but it,
Donald
it was
Scott.
bizarre.
Why did he get
He
tossed?
sent it to me,
So,
and I'm like, what
this
is
is-
happening?
Nathan
Worth the
Keeter hit a
story.
home run for Liberty. He kind of gave a little stare into the dugout of Austin P.
Oh, that doesn't go over well.
So next time up, they threw at his head. So they tossed pitcher, they tossed the catcher, who must have said something, I imagine. Then the coaches got into it. They got the old heave-ho as well.
Wait, did a Liberty coach get heat?
No.
Oh,
But we lost
It-
18-15.
But
so.
came back and had a
Then
walk-off
Keeter hit a
win.
grand slam
Yeah, I
to
saw the
tie it at
grand
15,
slam,
and
right,
then we
tied at
lost
15.
in the ninth. And then Keeter ended up with a walk-off hit on Sunday to win it in 10 innings. So
So that was
he was
good.
at the
That's
center
a
of
lot
all
of
of that.
action.
It's a lot of action.
On the
Are
other
you doing
hand,
baseball games?
I am
Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I saw
Duke.
that.
Duke, yeah,
I saw
right.
that.
Tuesday
You know why?
against Duke, 4 p.m. is the start of that one. If you
Oh,
guys
the
wanna-
Dukies.
Yeah, the
Dukies coming
Dukies.
in.
We're not going to get in that topic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
On the other hand, they Liberty softball never going to have Matt do play-by-play
I
ever
did
again.
2 softball games, a doubleheader Saturday.
You
and-
did 2 softball
Yes,
games?
I did.
Yeah.
They were really needing help. They were. I'm at the bottom of the list. They finally got down to me. And Liberty got shut out twice.
Shut up.
They had been shut out, according to
This
Joe
ace doesn't
Carmody.
play too.
They had been shut out twice ever in any A-Sun
the
games.
bats went
And
cold.
they go back to back.
That's not
Yeah,
happy.
but they bounced back on Sunday, got the win,
Okay.
so they're going to be fine. And they
Yeah.
play Virginia Tech
Who did
tomorrow.
they
Wow.
get shut out by?
Virginia Tech,
Uh,
FGCU.
FGCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
They're pretty-
FGCU is getting good at a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
It's a great
Yeah,
You
spot
know?
to
they've had
recruit
that-
at.
really before
FGCU.
Liberty came in, like they kind of ran the show. in the
They did.
A-Sun.
Remember, they
Yeah.
made that Sweet 16 run
Yeah,
years
Dunk
ago.
City.
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
a while
Yeah,
ago.
it's just
That was
wild.
like
Can you believe the
2012.
final 4 teams?
No.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
San Diego State, Florida Atlantic. Who else we got in there?
UConn and Miami.
And Miami.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And Creighton was that close.
And Creighton was that close.
Creighton got Libertied there at the end. That was the Liberty-Kennesaw situation
got
all over
Libertied.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liberty.
Mm.
All right. Well,
wanna get Liberty. You
like
don't,
Matt
no.
said, softball will play against Virginia Tech on Tuesday as
Yep.
well. So hopefully they
Is that
can
at
bounce
home?
back. That
That's on the
is
road.
On the road?
On the road,
Yeah.
yes. So, yeah, I think that's all that we have covered. Anything else, you guys, that you want to add
I
before
don't
we
think
wrap
so.
this one up? All
It's
right.
been fun.
Why you shouldn't be out of the JPL tomorrow.
We'll talk. I've got
We'll
some.
talk
There's
about
other
that.
responsibilities as well.
Oh, you have other responsibilities outside of the softball game?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
understandable.
Just in case you guys want a JPL
Yeah.
update, we're out of time.
It's not going well.
For Joe.
Oh, by the
and
way,
Matt-
hold on. By the way, we need to start showing the OIC standings on the screen for the folks to see it of the JPL because it's Matt and I. He's a captain of one team. I'm the captain of the other
Yeah.
team. He talks a lot of trash to me. I don't reciprocate because I'm a
Right.
good guy.
Yeah, right.
I
That's
don't
how
talk
we
trash.
believe that.
And
Yeah.
but we need to start showing next week update with the standings because
Okay.
it's close right now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
The folks
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
see it.
Yeah,
We'll-
we give the people
we'll-
what they want.
Give the people what they
Hold
want.
on, let me end the show and go make the graphic.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
If you
How
had
many
to
more
name,
days to the wedding?
Oh,
less
like
than
you
4
have to
weeks.
look.
Like you have to
April
look. You're
21st.
counting.
If you had to name a starting quarterback for Liberty football today, who would it be in that offense that Willy Korn described?
The best quarterback the best fit in that offense, quarterback for what they want to do is Caden Salter.
Okay.
My call is if I had to start somebody today, I'd start Jonathan Bennett.
Okay.
Yeah,
You,
I'm
Matt?
on board with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what
Spring
shakes
game,
out.
April 15th.
Yes.
Coming quick.
Don't forget
I haven't
April
seen this Trey Lowe
15th.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah. and
He
got
looks
there.
big.
I
He's
mean, I've
big.
seen him in
He's-
practice.
Yeah.
But he looks a part, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that is for
we'll
sure.
see.
Make sure you get you and the family all together. Come out April 15th to the mountain. It's
Yeah.
free. Matt Warner's favorite
We'll
thing.
probably be out there.
We should be.
Yeah.
Come say
We
hello.
should have a hot dog stand. or
April
something. We give it to the
15th.
kids. We give the kids hot dogs, popcorn.
Just
Or
wheel
maybe
the
a
grill
corn
out.
dog.
I'll wheel the Traeger out there.
There you
Maybe
go.
a corn dog.
Or Willy-
All right.
Willy
We'll see you guys
dog.
next week.
Peace.